Hello everyone, Luca Blight here, and I'm coming at you with another RWBY video because there's actually been enough things going on to where I'm like, I can put together another video to talk about the growing problem that is the RWBY criticism, because God forbid people criticize RWBY. I mean, how dare people speak their mind about RWBY, and how dare people, and how dare these fucking haters, I mean, these motherfucking haters, how dare they besmirch our great product, or not our great product, but Rooster Teeth's great product. But anyways, I'm kind of going on a pedestal here. But to give you guys a bit of a scenario setup here, I'm going to read this thing off to the side, and then I'm going to play a certain video that kind of mirrors this sort of frustration, if you will. So, Evan Allen says, of all the comments and replies I get regarding RWBY, Nona is absolutely brain dead, retarded, and you think you can do better, and you think you can do better. Okay, you paint swilling, short bus riding simpletons. You are no longer able to like or dislike anything ever because you can't do it. You're no longer allowed to dislike food that you can't make. You're no longer allowed to judge sports you can't play. You're no longer allowed to like any movie, show, or book ever made because you can't do it yourself. Now, right there, this dude, he had, I was like, holy shit, Preacher's at the fucking choir, dude. Like, you know, bravo, my good sir. But then, yeah, it goes a little south from here. Also, to anyone who uses this line on me specifically, I am a writer. I have done better than RWBY. Citation required. After I'm done with RWBY, which has clocked in about 1 million words total, so he's done a RWBY Beyond. I guess it's supposed to be RWBY Beyond. So my apologies. But which has clocked in about 1 million words total, which, good job, bud. I'll be cracking down on my original novel, which isn't original if it's RWBY fanfic. That means it's taking somebody else's stuff and putting it out there without, you know, monetary gain or anything like that. Otherwise, you're violating copyright infringement. So anyways, again, the first two things this guy posted, great fucking shit. That last one, yeah, not so much. Because you're inserting your own particular bias, your own self to justify your arguments, which doesn't really fucking work. But I said my 10 cents to this guy, and I'm like, you know what, RWBY fandom? This is the fucking toxicity you have created. Because of your inability to differentiate between the haters and actual criticisms, you keep lumping them together, and you know what you get? You get shit like this. So you have nobody else to thank but yourselves. And to Myles and Carrie, or not really Carrie, but how Myles handled his certain, you know, thing, which I'm going to bring up here in a fucking second. Yeah, you helped contribute to this shit, dude. Now, granted, I have all the sympathy in the world for you. Nobody should be coming at you as a person. They should only be coming at you as a writer, as criticizing you for your product. That is all they should be going after you for. If they're calling you a piece of shit, if they're calling you a motherfucker, a bastard, whatever, yeah, fuck them. They could fuck right the hell off, because these are not the people that I'm going to defend by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to pause the video real quick to bring up the video that not that Myles posted, but that Rooster Teeth posted, or rather, actually, the RWBY Shitpost channel posted, but it's completely relevant to everything I'm about to clarify, and I want you to mirror it off of what I just described here, or what I just read here. Okay, so obviously my little ugly mug is going to be kind of hanging out in the corner down there at the bottom right, but this is a 50-second clip that I want you guys to all just pay attention and hear what Myles has to say, and I want you to think about that post I also just read off, and think about that for a split second.
Yeah, no, it's not that, like, obviously everybody's just trying to help, but the thing that drives me crazy is how people will speak with such a matter-of-fact, I know everything tone.
That matter-of-fact tone, which, you know, the thing I just showed you before, that's what he's talking about. And I completely get where he's coming from here. Completely get it. Perfect. And my cats are going crazy. Yeah. Can't record a video without cats going crazy, apparently.
That always drives me fucking crazy. There's like, because you'll get like, I learned to deal with this just on like video comments. People will make a comment, maybe it's like a criticism or something, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's a fair critique, but you don't want to listen to them because of the way they said it. And sometimes people get in there and they'll talk exactly like they know how like the production process works. Like, oh, this is clearly why this was animated this way. It's like, motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But the reason I fucking hate you is because you talk like you do and other stupid people listen to you. That's my biggest fucking problem with.
Yeah. So, anyways, Myles Luna says, you are the exact kind of person I was talking about on the podcast. You might very well have valid criticisms and excellent points, but why on earth would anyone want to listen to someone so rude? Well, here's the thing, Myles. If they have valid criticism and excellent points, maybe you should fucking listen to them. Yeah, they might be rude, they might be shit dags, but guess what, dumb dick? It's the fucking internet, and my desk is collapsing upon me right now. But here's the thing, dude. Grow a goddamn fucking spine, because guess what? People on the internet, they're going to be rude and douchebaggy towards you. But if they have valid criticisms, put that before what they're trying to say to you. Think about it like this. They have a valid criticism. They have a valid point. They're trying to make a point. Maybe they're just so fucking frustrated because they keep getting lumped in with these same fucking douchebags that you're actually talking about right here and now. Not necessarily that I'm trying to throw Adam under the bus here, but actually, let me read his tweet to see if, like, this is what I'm talking about. God, this is why I hate this fandom. You missed the point. If I criticize the show, I'm a hater because you worship it. Kinda, yeah, that's kind of the people I'm talking about. I'm offering criticism, you idiot. Well, typing in all caps doesn't do any fucking favors, dude. So the show sees its faults and fixes them. How the fuck can you keep moving forward if you don't identify your own faults and blank because it doesn't include the whole include the whole thing. So I get why Myles would be dismissive of Adam. But at the same time, I understand that, like, this seems like a response to a response. Because, yes, this fandom, for some fucking ungodly reason, has some weird case where it just cannot handle criticism thrown at the show. And I'm not talking about Myles Luna not being able to handle it, or Carrie being able to handle it, or Gary, or Barb, or whoever the fuck. I'm not talking about any of them being able to handle it. It's the fucking fandom that's really having the issue dealing with it. And I think this is leaking over to Myles and company because they see some of these shit posters and they're like, oh, well, fuck these guys. I don't want to listen to them. Block, and they get a little trigger happy. Like, somebody comes maybe a little more aggressive than they should be, but they have valid points to make, as Myles himself points out here. And they make those valid points, but to him, they're coming off his wrist, so he just fucking blocks, doesn't give a shit about what they have to say. That's the fucking problem here. Is you're letting these fucking trolls get the better of you, and it's basically blocking off your mind from listening to people that have valid criticisms, that have valid points about why there are problems with the show, but you block them because you don't like what they have to say. Not necessarily because they can do it better than you, but because they're pointing out the problems and they're doing it in a way you don't fucking like, because guess what? You've been dealing with troll 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You didn't like what they had to say. Some other person comes along and says, hey, I don't like what you're doing. Here's why. Here are my points. And maybe you could do this better. Maybe you could do that better. But they don't have something fucking positive to say. So you know what? You just fucking block them too. That is the fucking problem with this fandom. That is the problem. And that is the problem that I even have. That's why I'm so fucking frustrated, where it's like, you know what? There are some points in time where I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, oh, people are talking shit about Myles. Like, guess what? Grow a fucking spine, dude. Grow a fucking spine. And Myles, like, I'm not trying to shit on you as a person at all. Again, I stand by the principle that you go after the writing, you go after the product itself. You don't go after the person. So Myles Luna as a person, I will never go after him. I am never going to attack the dude personally on a personal level, because you know what? That's not going to accomplish shit. It's just going to feed into the fucking problem that I'm trying to point out in the first goddamn place. Anyways, moving on. Hero Hey made a video called Why RWBY Critics Fail. Now, Hero Hey, I like his shit. He makes some good content. I've interacted with him on his live streams. He's a great fucking dude. No ill will against it. But this video, I'm sorry, Hero Hey, this video was trash. It was fucking horrible. Because I feel like it was a very ad-libbed attempt to just kind of get it out the way, just say your fucking spiel, and be on your merry way to produce the content that you're normally good at, which your content has been consistently good. But here, not so much. So you say that people are using an outdated method of criticizing RWBY. RWBY is special, this, that, and the other. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you fucking talking about? Love you, Hero Hey, but what the fuck? I made a response video to that. And yeah, I said my spiel there, so I'm not going to reiterate the same points that I've already made. But Hero Hey, no. Just no, dude. This is not how you point out how the critics fail. Now, if you want to talk about how they keep attacking Myles Luna as a person, and how they keep trolling Aaron, and how they keep trolling Gary, and whatnot, okay, you got a point there. That ain't going to fucking win people over. That's just going to piss the fandom off even more. And this fandom is pissed off enough as it is, and it doesn't fucking understand what the fuck criticism is, as much as I hate to say it, they just don't fucking get it, apparently. Some do, but a couple don't. But yeah, Hero Hey, love your content, dude. Love you as a guy. No homo. And, you know, keep doing the good stuff that you keep doing, but don't ever do a video like this again, at least until you have it well thought out, to where it's like, okay, I can confidently say such, blah, 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 and, you know, get your thoughts out. That's great. That said, though, I'm going to leave a link down below to Hero Hayes' channel. Give him a check out. His content is fucking great. So, speaking of critics that people like to shit on, and this is not... Oh, I wanted it. Oh, God, I'm choking. Ah! Sorry. Throat's a little dry. Maybe I should drink a little bit of water. Maybe I'll take an intermission here once I get to this point. But people say that, like, you know, the floof artist, which, by the way, this video is by him, the floof artist, he took an hour and 55 seconds, if we're going to be specific. But he went through and he took his sweet-ass time pointing out numerous fucking flaws. Oh, shit. Numerous fucking flaws within the fight. And as you can see here, he's got where people are, where they're at, how they're teleporting, which way and every way. Teleport counter 107. And that's not even, that's roughly halfway through the video. And they've teleported 107 times. And this is over the course of maybe a 3.5-ish episode fight. Or, you know, fight. But yeah, Floop's a hater. He's a fucking hater. Even though, you know, he took his sweet time and, you know, showing that this show is flawed based upon the show's own fucking content. You know, he's using the show as an example to show why it's flawed, but he's still labeled a hater. Yeah, he's still a hater, guys and gals. He's still a hater because he took his sweet-ass fucking time pointing out the numerous flaws within this segment here. But guess what, guys? He's a hater, so it doesn't fucking matter how much time he took, how he actually took himself into the product, or took the product itself and pointed out its flaws. Yeah, he took the show itself and said, here's what's wrong with it. And I can show you because I have actually taken the content itself to show why this is flawed. But no, still a hater. Still a fucking hater. Yeah. No bueno. Anyways, I need to take a quick break because my throat is dry and I need to, you know, gather my thoughts and whatnot. So anyway, folks, see you all in a quick second. All right, I had some water and I feel fucking phenomenal now. But anyways, back to, you know, people talking about the critics. And this is a video by Unicorn of War. Again, great channel. Going to leave a link down below to them. And they actually made a more or less of a response video, even though it's more of like 5 years of RWBY, you know, celebrating its 5-year anniversary and whatnot. And he made a video to where he described basically a video that he made prior where he was kind of shitting on some of the, not really shitting on the critics, but talking, I guess, negatively about it. But anyways, he took a more a more fair approach towards the critics by pointing out, like, hey, you know what, these people said this about it, but you've got Celtic Phoenix Productions here, who's basically doing a complete rewrite of the story of RWBY, which his rewrite is fucking good. I recommend you check it out. It's really fucking good. And it's not him, you know, being like, oh, I can do the show better. No, he's just doing a rewrite on his own, like, whole, like, fucking time. He's just doing it on his own, starting from complete and utter scratch, building the world up from the ground up, which is what they should have done instead of just, you know, as the train's rolling, they keep tacking on tracks. Oh, the train's coming. Tack on more tracks. You know, he's built it from the ground, which is how any and every story should start. You build it from the ground up. You build the world first, and then you tell the story. Not the other way around, where it's like, okay, we're telling the story and we're building the world as we go, because that's how you're going to create plot holes. That's how you're going to pretty much make your entire show kind of a clusterfuck, and it's like, what the fuck's even going on anymore? So Unicorn of War, hats off to him, excuse me, for the 5 years of RWBY video, which I will leave a link to their channel down below. But moving on from there, YouTube hates creators. RWBY Volume 6 not on YouTube. Okay, so this is kind of a separate thing entirely, but some people were giving Rooster Teeth some shit about this, like not uploading their content on YouTube and stuff like that, which is where I'm going to 100% come in Rooster Teeth's defense, because I completely get why they're doing what they're doing. YouTube has not made it a friendly place for content creators, regardless if you're Rooster Teeth, PewDiePie, Paul Logan, or Logan Paul, or whatever the fuck his name is. Granted that Logan Paul kind of, you know, made the bed he's currently sleeping in. It's not any fault of anyone else's other than his own. But anyways, when it comes to certain content creators, yeah, like Rooster Teeth does their own original shit and they're getting demonetized because, oh, they had a condom in a video. It's like, come the fuck on, YouTube. And this is a video from like 5 years ago. It's like, come the fuck on, YouTube. Come on. Get with the fucking program. You guys keep bowing down to these fucking corporate entities because of this advertisement shindig that's been created by people that found things offensive and all that other stupid shit. So yeah, it's another video by Unicorn of War. But yeah, 100% Rooster Teeth, I am in your corner when you made this decision. I completely understand. Because guess what, people? as much as the Rooster Teeth website, yeah, it's kind of crummy. It's sometimes hard to navigate. It's kind of a pain in the ass and then some. But you know what? At the end of the day, the shit's fucking free. It's free. You don't have to pay one nickel or dime more than you pay your ISP to access the goddamn website. It's free. Quit your bitching, quit your moaning, and just go make a free account. And guess what? Guess what else, folks? You can log in with your own fucking Facebook. If you have a Facebook, you can log into Rooster Teeth's website for free to watch their content. Anyways, moving on, to some of the more, back onto the topic that I'm trying to get across here. Becks Viewer. Let me move this over here a little bit. Sound like my voice from, there was recording me, Fat Man Falling, at Celtic Phoenix Productions. It was Monster Problem. I was like, yeah, this is the voice of the narrator. Yeah. So it's kind of my whole thing. Anyways, Becks Viewer has made a couple of videos talking about, problems he's had with the show and stuff like that. And he asked people, hey, tell me what you think of this character. Tell me if you thought this character was good, this character was bad. Just tell me your thoughts. He's telling people to tell him his thoughts. But he's a hater, apparently. He's a fucking hater. And if you actually watch his content, he points out some pretty valid things. I still love RWBY. I still enjoy RWBY. That said, though, a lot of these critics that are saying the things that they're saying are making a lot of fucking sense, and I completely agree with everything they're saying. But guess what? I don't let that affect the joy that I have with the show. Hey, if somebody doesn't like the show, all right, well, whatever. If they have something negative to say about it, I'll hear them out, and if I like it, all right, I'll say, yeah, you made a fair few points, cool, whatever. And if they're just like, yeah, RWBY sucks because RWBY sucks, then yeah, fuck them, who cares? So for those of you that are like, I'm tired of these people trying to ruin my enjoyment of the show. Like, well, don't let people's opinions affect your enjoyment of the show. Like, just don't let them affect it. Jesus Christ. Calm down, everybody. It's just a cartoon, as Barb said. It's just a cartoon. God, I fucking hated how Barb said that shit. Like, what the hell, Barb? What the hell? I still love you, but what the fucking hell? That was... Why? Just why? Batman Falling! He made how many? Yeah, he made a review for all 4 of the volumes that have been released up to date, and he's working on volume 5 right now, which I look forward to that because his RWBY reviews are fucking amazing. And he also does the abridged type deal, and he does some other like miscellaneous videos here and there. He attempted to watch Nomad Out of Nowhere, which I think he and Celtic and Tom got about as far as I could in terms of that show. It just didn't strike anything with me. I just didn't care for it. So it is what it is. But like Batman Falling makes some very valid criticism. Yeah, he nitpicks here and there. That's true. But at the same time, like the overall message he's conveying in his videos makes sense to me. But guess what? He's still labeled a fucking hater by some people because he criticizes the show. Ooh, criticize the show. Celtic I already talked about, but he's done some reactions with Tom, Celtic, and what was the other guy's name? Shit. Fox something. The British dude that pops up on their respective videos. He's popped up on there a couple of times. I forget his fucking name. But I just know it has to do with the Fox. But anyways, yeah, like I said, he's done the Fixing RWBY series. He's done his reactions to things. He's done his reactions to My Hero Academia, which I think My Hero Academia is a really good fucking show. A lot of people think it's a good fucking show, and it gets compared to RWBY in a lot of ways because guess what? It's doing what RWBY should be doing, and it's doing it much better than RWBY. That's my opinion, though. If you disagree, hey, cool, whatever. You enjoy RWBY? More power to you. I'm not telling you can't enjoy RWBY. Nobody's fucking telling you that. Anyways, last but not least, we have MuffinManDamn, which he had his fair share of, like, people coming to him like, oh, you fucking hater, I'm gonna deck you in the schnoz. But, he's dealt with his fair share of bullshit, and he's done his videos where he's talked about RWBY having, its various issues and whatnot, and he comes across as like, yeah, I like a lot of what he's saying. I get why he's saying what he's saying. It makes sense. He's not just hating it for the sake of hating it. He's criticizing it for very valid reasons, as have Becks Viewer, Fat Man Falling, Celtic Phoenix Productions, Tom Haran, a Unicorn of War to an extent, some other people as well that I can't name off the top of my head. But, Adele actually is one I want to point because this dude just came out of buttfuck nowhere, and this dude has just been making videos criticizing RWBY, and they're so good. I'm going to leave a link down to his channel below because I think this dude deserves way more subscribers in his game because this guy just gets his shit. He understands what good storytelling is, and that's where a lot of these criticisms come from, is the general idea of good storytelling. And, you know, people say, well, Monty had this vision, Myles and Carrie carrying out this vision. Okay, the vision, cool, they're carrying out the vision. The vision might not necessarily be good in its current formation, in its current incarnation. Maybe there are certain things that need to be reworked and readjusted. This is why you have drafts. You have a rough draft, you have a draft after that, you have your final draft. And that final draft is typically what you go with, but you go through drafts of a script and stuff like that. Okay? And so you have your vision, and you have to articulate that vision in a way that makes sense to both the viewer and yourself and the story that you're trying to tell at large. And that's what a lot of people are pointing out, that whatever vision they had, it's not being portrayed very well here because things are all over the place. Volume 5 was a disorganized fucking mess, by the way. It was just a disorganized mess. People could say what they want to say about Volume 4, but it had its ducks in a row. It told a coherent story, not the best story in the world, not the most well-paced story in the world, but it did tell a well-paced story altogether nonetheless. Volume 5 was all over the fucking place. Like, people that say that Volume 5 was their favorite, okay, cool, more power to you. I won't take that away from you, but what? It's the least favorite volume of mine. It's the one I look down upon the most, and it's kind of why I started paying attention to more of what these guys are saying, as opposed to, you know, the Hero Haze when it comes to RWBY, which, again, Hero Hay makes good content. I'm not trying to shit on the guy. I'm not trying to shit on anybody that praises RWBY. I'm just saying that, hey, these critics, they have something to say. And Myles and Carrie especially, I mean, the RWBY fandom can say what they want to say, do what they want to do, tell people they fucking suck, they're haters, whatever. That's fine. That doesn't matter. What matters is Myles and Carrie and the Rooster Teeth production company as a whole need to listen to what some of these people are saying because, hey, they've got some valid shit to say. Now, I'm not saying I'm the voice of reason when it comes to that whole fucking ordeal. I'm not the best articulator of my opinions about RWBY, but these guys, Becks Viewer, Fat Man Falling, Celtic Phoenix Productions, MuffinManDamn, Unicorn of War, they are. They've been doing this for a while. They know what they're fucking talking about. But anyways, the main point that I want us all to come around to between me talking about, you know, the Hero Haze, the RWBY fandom going at the haters and the RWBY critics, or, well, the RWBY critics and the haters, and then, you know, some people coming around saying like, well, hey, we're trying to just, we care about the show. We're just trying to do our thing here, which I'm one of those people because I've made a few videos of my own criticizing RWBY, saying like, hey, maybe this is how you should have done this better. And that's because I'm an amateur writer myself. I know some basic ideas of how to tell a coherent story when it comes to certain aspects that, you know, involve RWBY, because RWBY has certain elements that my story also has in it. So it's like, okay, I put 2 and 2 together and boom, I have my idea. But the thing is, it's like you're going to get rants like the one I just posted earlier, and then the way that Myles handled his whole ordeal, that rant should not have been on camera. That should not have been on camera at all. Behind the scenes to like Carrie, Gary, and Barb or whoever, just off screen, like I could understand that. You know, him just venting to them, getting it off his chest, letting them know how frustrated he is. That's fine. But that is not something you wanted on camera. That is not something you should have, wanted on camera at all, because that did not win you any sympathy points from me, from a lot of people. In fact, it led to you being ridiculed even further. So lashing out like that, like if there are indeed trolls that are just, you know, fucking with you for the sake of fucking with you, you kind of handed them that, like that was their like, we got the thing. Oh, you gave them exactly what they wanted. The haters, that is, the haters. The trolls just fucking with you because they know about, you know, the whole vitriol between Volume 5 getting shit on by some people, praised by others, and the RWBY fandom's kind of divided in a particular way. So yeah, good job handing them that, because they totally feel like they covet that. They're like, oh yes, we got the response we wanted. Yes! Even though, you know, people like me and some others, we didn't want to hear you say that. So yeah, Myles just needs to handle it better. Like, I understand, you know, you're getting attacked on your Twitter, and Twitter's fucking toxic as it is. Like, I stay away from Twitter. I avoid it like the fucking plague. So I'm not trying to say like it doesn't happen. Like, people don't get trolled and shit on Twitter, because I know it happens, because Twitter is a very toxic social media platform, and I honestly don't understand why people fucking use it. It's just no. But yeah, at this point, I'm just rambling. But anyway, folks, that's just kind of what I wanted to convey here, is that, like, when you get rants like that and you get frustration, like with what Myles is doing, that's two sides of the same coin. It's people getting frustrated with the other side not listening to them, with both sides just yelling and screaming vehemently at each other and blah, 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 what have you. You end up with shit like that. And that's not what RWBY should be. That's not what we should want this fandom to be, what this my community should, want to be, or what have you. I don't want to call it a community. That's why I did the whole my community thing. But yeah, I think we just need to understand that, like, the show. I mean, a lot of people do understand that the show was flawed, but we understand that Volume 5 was a complete and utter misstep. It was. Just look at all the channels I've just talked about. Look them up, because you will find that they have articulated their points very well, and they made very convincing arguments about why the show is in a downward spiral right now, and Volume 6 is right around the corner. So I am hoping Volume 6 does well. I don't want it to fail. I want Volume 6 to be the best fucking volume we've seen yet. I want it to be the best volume. But given what's going on with Genlock, talk about putting all your eggs into one basket, Rooster Teeth. That's a little worrying. Just a teensy weensy bit worrying. And RWBY Chibi getting 2 panels at RTX. Curious is what you're going for there. Why does RWBY Chibi get 2 panels? Curious. Very curious. But anyway, folks, it's been nearly 30 minutes, so I feel like I've articulated my points. I've gotten my points across in this fucking ramble fest that I made. Anyway, folks, I've been Luca Blight. This has just been me talking about the RWBY community at large, and critics and haters and lovers and whatnots and anyways. But yeah, I'm Luca Blight. Have a good night. I shall see you all for whatever video I upload next.